Hello everyone, Bridget Casey with Bridget Casey Designs. I am so honored to be here today on the Altenew Mixed Media blog to share a very special project in my space with you. So like many of us, I have collected enamel pins and I have loved every one of the Altenew ones. And so I thought, let's make a special place for these pins. So I bought a Shadowbox frame at a big craft store. It's 3.5 by 6, and we're going to assemble a special Shadowbox just for my Altenew pins. So I'm using fabric, and this is the Dreaming in Watercolor from the Dreamy Bouquet fabric pack from Altenew. I'm showing you here, there's a really thin piece of batting that came with the frame that I'm going to cover. And I'm going to do that by using the ultra sticky tape. And this is super ultra sticky. You saw I had to remove the cover. I put a little X-Acto knife under there to kind of pry it off because it is so super sticky, which is awesome. So now I'm centering this piece in the fabric piece that I had cut. And my fabric piece is cut at about 4 by 6.5. So you could estimate once you get in your space for your frame. You just want to be able to fold the pieces over. And so you see me struggling with the release paper a little bit here. I just want to reassure you that this doesn't happen if it's on a hard surface. The only reason I am struggling here so much is because it is on a squishy surface. So this batting has give to it, and every time I push down, it kind of goes with it, and I would pick up the paper and I would pull off the tape a little bit. So if you're using this on paper or a hard surface, that doesn't happen. So I'm adding more tape in the areas where the fabric on the top layer where I had folded it over, I'm adding some tape on those folds where it was sticking up just so that I make sure everything is flat. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to cover the back. This is the back of the frame. So this is the piece that you slide into the shadow box, I should say. So I'm covering that with the tape as well. I want everything to be super duper sticky. I want sticky to go on sticky. That way it holds on super good. And I'm also burnishing this on to the hard surface. Here I'm just trimming off a few little strings before I add, yes, you guessed it, more of the ultra sticky tape. So again, I want sticky to go to sticky so that it sticks. So hopefully a little punny, maybe? Is that a little punny? So hopefully that makes sense. So, sticky to sticky is better to hold. And I want this to last, but I'm not a glue gun girl. I just am not. So I could have used a fabric glue or I could have used a glue gun. Those are options. But I really loved this tape and it performed amazingly. I was super stoked with it. So now comes the disappointing part for a second until I figure it out. So these pins, the back on them, so the pin part was long and my batting wasn't that thick. So I was trying to figure out, I'm like, oh no, these are going to hit the glass. They're going to fall off. So I trimmed the pin on the back of the pin, the sharp point there on the back of the pin with my wire snippers. So it's a lot shorter. So we're also going to take some additional help. So I'm showing you there, just put it under a paper towel when you cut it. And now we're adding foam tape to those to give some support. So we have the short little pins now, and then we also have the foam tape that will help them adhere. When you're trimming the pins, make sure you stick it under a paper towel, cover it with something because they can go into your skin. So that means the kiddos, that means the little furry people, it can get in their pads. So be super careful when trimming these off. If you live in a nice climate, I recommend doing it outdoors, maybe putting something over your eyes if you don't wear glasses to be sure. So now I'm just figuring out where I want the specific pins to go, kind of paying attention to the colors in the fabric when I put the pins on. So I'm dumping off the ones that I had not attached fully yet, and I'm pulling off the release paper, but you could see the ones that were on there, they stuck beautifully. So I don't know if you ever thought about sticking instant dimension foam tape onto fabric, but it worked out perfectly. So now we're going to go ahead. I didn't want to flip it upside down, so I was carefully just pushing it in over. I've got it in there, and there. It's suitable for framing in my office. I may even take it to my other office just to remind me of all the crafty love that's out there. I can't wait to see what you guys create. What do you do with your enamel pins? Let me know. I hope you have a wonderful day. Until next time, happy crafting.